What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 53 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Karl Franz campaign. So as we saw last time, Karl had himself a very nice battle against both Throg and the garrison of Tier 4 Karak Vlag belonging to the clan Ferric Skaven. Worked out pretty well, and it was a very nice battle that saw Karl bonk Throg with pretty great ease, and I definitely enjoyed that. We also were pieced out with Clan Ferric, mostly because we're trying to get to the Urson Revivalists to try to save them, so that's going to be the goal for the next few turns for Karl. He's definitely going to have to try to rush there, and it'll probably take him, let's say, 1, 2, 3, or 4 turns to get to Stormvrak Mount at least. Still dicey. These guys do only have the one territory after all. Well, we'll keep giving it a try and keep trying to keep them alive. Alrighty, now in terms of what we still have to do, there is the battle with Nud versus Grimfang here. There is also the potential for Wolfheart to fight and VOLKMAR to fight as well, as he is near a big old stack. Now this one is the only one I think it's possible that might not happen. Although wait, if this is the remnants of Mazdamundi's army, and I'm reasonably sure that it is, that means we should be able to drag them out, unless I'm mistaken. Not 100% sure, but I'm sure enough, I should say, that this should work. So, let's apply the skill points and then let's attack. You are going to... I mean, I think we should still probably continue ignoring Executioner for now, in favor of building up the rest of the army. So Pistol Corps it is, keep going with that, and these guys will be high level soon, so might as well keep buffing them. And then you, Roderick, you are going to go for, I think... you do constantly get hurt. You know what, we're gonna go Scarred Veteran first, and then we'll get Woundmaker after. Woundmaker is great, but honestly, he's not the one who's really doing all the damage in this army. That's not him. That's the ranged units. So, yeah. Alrighty, now, Colt von Kludber. I guess we're just going to go for Scouting for you. You have Net of Ammontok and Foz Protection, which are the main 2 spells that are usable in this particular... army, and we do want more magic items. We will get Banishment and of course Baroness Time Warp as well, and though it doesn't give us too much value, it might make a Huntsman a little bit better. Also, the speed increase could help us chase if we were to want to, but once again, it's better for melee troops. Too bad that the Time Warp doesn't increase reload, but only speed and melee attack. Oh well, not a big deal. Alrighty, Marcus, you are now built up, so here we go. Let's see if Monet is going to run or not, but I'm pretty sure it can't. And indeed it can't, and oh, it probably wouldn't want to, because according to this, it should be a valiant defeat. That said, we'll see about that. We'll fight this cinematically. We will have to be a little bit careful, as there are a decent amount of dinos here, some Cold One Riders, and of course the Geomantic Guardians, Temple Guard Deep Strike. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. The auto-resolve really doesn't like this army, does it? It really doesn't like this army. I guess just like Peter. Peter was running into the same exact situation where the auto-resolve was constantly saying that he would lose horribly, even when, well, let's just say he hasn't. Now, on the bright side, we got ourselves a choke point battle where this army is going to be so darn effective, as the enemy can't take advantage of the fact that we have a bunch of huntsmen that can't protect themselves on the flanks so well. So we're going to deploy ourselves, Vanguard deployed as far as possible, to immediately fire upon this deployed army, and hopefully destroy it before the main army, the reinforcements, the elites, all arrive. I don't imagine this army has much of a chance, but who knows, we shall see. Gonna move our halberdiers forward to block any enemy units, but otherwise the arrow rain is quickly decimating these poor lizardmen. Alright, getting a shot off with Marcus's Amber Bow. Source Old Blood moving in and is going to start getting shot by Marcus and co. Alright, nice, and it looks like the old blood will be out of the picture soon, as well, especially as the... oh my lord. Oh, this, I can't even see him. He just got deleted, man. I feel like getting hit with that many arrows at the same time would have probably just exploded the enemy. A bloody end for the Saurus Old Blood just before he could reach the pile of halberdiers, who just apparently got shot by Marcus. Wow, that's not very nice, Marcus. I guess that guy disobeyed him. Alright, well, at the end of the day, it does not matter, and the rest of the enemy army, or this little beginner enemy army, the first of the enemy armies, has been just about destroyed. Let's see, tiny amounts of HP remaining on them, but we don't even have to give chase to these guys, as they were the remnants of Mazdamundi's army, and thus will be destroyed regardless. We got a few more seconds until the enemy reinforcements get here, and we're just gonna speed up until they do. They do have a couple of decent units in here, 2 dinos, as well as a Kroxigor unit and a couple of Cold One Riders, though if it does send them forward unsupported, it's gonna have a bad time. Alrighty, looks like Kalara's firing off an arrow of Karnas at the enemy, though it looks like it bypassed or missed the Saurus that it was supposed to target. But oh well. Our huntsmen are once again reaching range, and the enemy skink cohort is going to be their first target, while our heroes are going to target the Feral Steg out here. Can see Marcus directly targeting it with that amber bow. We're also going to move overhead with our Light Wizard, who's going to pop that Tormentor sword on the enemy. 30 seconds, and most of this army can't move for that entire time. Not only that, but after that 30 seconds is over, we can pop the Net of Amantok as well. So yeah, sorry to the lizards, but they're going to have to take a lot of arrows before they can do anything. Speaking of taking arrows, it looks like the Stegodon's in pretty bad shape and will in fact go down. There we go, Pincushion 1, and here comes Pincushion 2 as the Steg with the Basti rather, with Revivification Crystal falls as well. A few enemy units are able to move past, and there's that Net of Amantok coming down on the rest of the enemy units, continuing to prevent them from moving. Oh, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. Well done, Marcus. Your army may be damaged and it may be missing a couple units, but it doesn't matter for this particular situation, especially as we got that choke point. There we go, and looks like some Cold One Riders are moving, but nope, they clip the halberdiers and thus stop in their tracks and get arrowed down. Absolutely horrifying, and with that, I do believe the rest of the army is pretty much done for. The bounce power is about 75% in our favor, but the elites are all dead, and only a couple units of Saurus remain. But the Saurus being so slow, they will never be able to get to our huntsman. There we go. Dat arrow rain, though. Few more volleys. There we go. And they'll at least get to our halberdiers, though the first 2 units are moving away. And hey, we even got a Shem's Burning Gaze from our Light Wizard, just to add a little bit extra damage to these Temple Guard. And there we are. They really should have tried to flank us at least a little bit, and yeah, we were occupying 1 choke point, but they could have sent at least a few units around there, as we would have then had to have been forced to move more of our huntsmen this way, and thus would not have had the necessary amount of weight of fire, I should say, in order to bring the enemy down nearly as fast. We also have our Light Wizard, who is helping out in the chase by popping another Tormentor Sword on the Saurus Warriors, preventing them from escaping and allowing us to basically destroy the army completely. Very nice. Apparently a close victory, but it makes sense once again, because once the huntsmen run out of ammunition, they're not really good for much. So yeah, it's certainly a reason that I think we'll need to get a couple of mortar war wagons in this army to keep everybody nice and topped up. Alrighty, very, very nice. 0 losses for that one. Both of the enemy armies destroyed, and the settlement should thus be ours. On top of that, Marcus showing up now, despite the relatively weakened army, makes me happy, as he had a little bit of a slow start, but is certainly coming into his own. Enemy killed in battle, Monet, great for Monet. And a seasoned campaigner for Marcus, lovely, and another coachman as well. Every single time we get one is great. Marcus is not able to reach a floating pyramid in regular stance, but is in march stance, or in, well, regular stance, not in trenches stance, is what I meant to say. We're gonna... He doesn't have siege attacker. Huh, I thought all legendary lords were given siege attacker trait. Am I crazy, or was that a thing? Apparently not. Alrighty, well then. What about you?
Sigmarite Archlector.
No, you don't have it either, so we actually have to siege those. Wow, okay, I was definitely not expecting that. But oh well, and what can you do? Alright, well, what we can do then is this. You are gonna go to Allied Recruitment, and you're gonna go to Aetane. How much do Lothar and Seaguard cost? 20, a little bit on the expensive side. What about Avalorn? Ah, we don't have a thing with them yet. I wanted to get a couple of Lothar and Seaguard for Marcus just to act as his meat shields for a little while. It would probably be impermanent, but I guess we can wait until we can get 2 at the same time. They only take 1 turn to recruit anyway, so yeah. Then there's no reason to use Bernhard for that. But Bernhard could take the Wellsprings of Eternity, but then these guys will probably move forward and try to take it away from us. Although that said... we could keep building up forces here, and then if these guys move out of the place, we'll still be able to react to them. How much is this gonna cost to... Huh, shouldn't this directly show us what it's gonna cost? Damn, we probably don't have the money for it right now anyway. I can't believe you can't directly attack those, but oh well. At least it'll be another auto-resolve battle, which might mean a additional little bit of cash for ourselves, maybe? We'll see. And XP, I guess. Alrighty. Hey, it's Lord Croak. Oh no, what is he doing? No. Don't do that thing. His hero abilities. Colossal Deliverance. It can knock down settlements and stuff like that. Alright, well, we'll see what he does, I guess. Hopefully it's something too bad. Now, that was one battle, and we do have other potentials. So one of them was, okay, not these guys, though we do still have to move you, and that includes Owen. Actually, I should have moved you last time, so let's move you both out like so, together. And we'll leave Helmet here for now. Now, we do have to keep in mind that the army of the Dreadfleet might attack us. So, aha, in fact, damn, I probably shouldn't have done that. By the looks of it, there's a stack here, which means they could be moving this. Okay, fine, we'll send one back, and then I guess we'll just send... or we'll send Wolfram back, it doesn't really matter who. The other one can just move down southward. We'll probably also have to essentially leave a permanent army here in Magritta, and just so that we can not have to have an actual good stack policing the place constantly, as the Dreadfleet will keep coming. And even if it's not the Dreadfleet, it'll probably be somebody else. Okay, now, you know, let's take a quick look at diplomacy just to spread out the stuff. And no. Huh. Peace is actually less likely with Hexoatl now, funnily enough. Not that we were going to peace out with them, mind you, but still. And how are you guys still alive? Kind of impressive at this point. Okie dokie. Well, if we can't do that, then we do have another potential fight. The question is which one. I guess we gotta do VOLKMARs. This one seems like it'd be pretty fun. Volky, you do have a point to apply. Now, how close are your free company to level up's nowhere near, so we probably wouldn't get too much value out of all that. We could start moving through one of the holy decrees, but problematically I still haven't decided which one yet, so I think instead we'll get hold the line, and maybe 1 point in Sigmar's ward right now, because, well, more missile resistance on big target here is probably going to be a good thing. Also, you don't have ancillary, you don't have your proper ancillaries, which means we should probably spend some. Let's go to Imperial Adjutants is what I meant. Let us get you a handgunner captain. How much supply do we have left? Or prestige, rather. I wish the screen showed you exactly how much you had. 8k. Yeah, okay, we could get both. We just got handgunners, so I guess we can get the halberdiers as well. And there we go, Volky. That should make you considerably stronger. We'll trade. Look, I like the scribe on these guys, but... And while I like movement range as well, I think 5% maybe not enough. Oh, Ferryman also does it. Keep the Ferryman for now. And then we'll give the scribe to... I don't know, it doesn't really matter. You, for example. Just so that we can keep the research. Can't be losing these guys. Alrighty, and then you can get the new ancillaries. So that is a patrol captain halberdiers and a patrol captain handgunners. Just a double check. Other than the Griffin banner... Alright, we got another Griffin banner as well, which is nice. And Banner of Eternal Flame is great, but considering your army automatically has all fire stuff, you don't need it. What you do need to do is attack. Oh, they're gonna back off. Huh, I'm surprised. I wouldn't have thought. Really, you're gonna go that far? We could reach Arkhan at Lashik and take him out. King Hapros. I wonder how far you can move. Would you be able to immediately go to Vulture Mountain after this? I'm a little bit worried about King Roar, because he might move from Martag to Pools of Despair and just continue annoying our territories here. There's no way he takes the Tower of Arkhan, though. I feel like we should take the opportunity to take Arkhan off the field, especially since he has the best army and he's in March stance, so... Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. Alrighty, Volky. Philotalos. Wait, do we have a Armor of Fortune for you yet? I feel like we had one, but yeah, we do. Take the Armor of Fortune. There we go. I want you as impossible to kill as well possible. Probably gonna actually remove the Stahlberg's letter from him and give him a healing potion as well, but later on. Anyway, to Lashik we go.
Cleanse the filth.
Cleanse the filth indeed, my friend. Alrighty. Arkhan looking pretty filthy. Let's cleanse him, and not in a good way. Let's see. We got a lot of... Ooh, the Tomb Scorpions do scare me. And we don't have a really good answer to them, but once again, hopefully the Vigor loss is going to do it for us. The enemy also does not have Tomb Swarm active, and... Siege vehicles are not available. I want to check, but I'm just not gonna check whether this is a minor settlement or not. Here we go. The Empire, that's all you say. Well, you know what? I like it, VOLKMAR. The Empire indeed. Fight for the Empire, and that it may endure the ages. Here we go. I'm particularly excited about this battle, as, let's face it, the enemy army is just plain better than ours. Much, much more elite. They have 8 units of Tomb Guards, 6 units of Crypt Horrors, and that alone would have been scary, but on top of that, Arkhan himself, a couple of Tomb Scorpions, as well as an Ushabti with Great Bow, a Screaming Skull Catapult, and an assortment of various other types of units that they can use as a chaff to annoy us. So yeah, could be pretty dangerous. On the bright side though, we do have a fairly nice position here to the side of this cliff. I didn't want to back out obviously into the corner, but yeah, this cliffside is definitely something we will want to make use of. We're not going to go all the way to the edge of the map here. We're just going to keep the infantry roughly in this area and allow this gap for the enemy to move in if it decides to do so. I'm just going to keep the free company there. They're obviously not going to take a charge very well, but yeah. I don't want to abuse the side of the map. It's just that this is obviously by far the best location to start. And yes, we could have started here instead, but I mean, it sort of has the same issue. And also, there's an enemy lord coming in here. And I'd really rather him just tire himself out while he moves in. Anyway, looks like some of the Hekara horsemen are moving a little bit close to our free company militia, who are going to start firing away into them. Of course, the horsemen are a relatively fragile unit. And we are also going to send in our Demi-Griff Knights Knights with halberds to help out. The enemy's also going to pop in some bats, but between the 2 units of Demigryph Knights, I don't imagine that the enemy here on this flank has much of a chance. Of course, in the meantime, our artillery has been working on the enemy, targeting specifically several units, i.e. the enemy Screaming Skull Catapult, which has nearly been destroyed, as well as any enemy skeleton archers. After the skeleton archers, and generally speaking the enemy range has all been destroyed, we will be switching to the slow-moving Tomb Guard, as they are the next threat, and obviously we can't hurt the Crypt Horrors with this type of bombardment. We are also going to have our single, or was it 2 units of great cannons target the enemy Ushabti with great bow here, as obviously they are very much a threatening unit. Once again, at the end of the day, despite the enemy having a better army, we do have some very nice things going for us alongside, I should say, the fairly nice position. The fact is, we have better artillery and much better cavalry, even though it is limited. And on top of that, VOLKMAR is basically impossible to kill. But that's always quite the nice thing to have. Gonna even move that forward just a little bit to allow our Free Company militia to reposition themselves slightly. It looks like we will be facing off against a pile of Crypt Horrors shortly. And we will want our Free Company militia to be able to do damage to them. Enemy army is approaching, and it looks like the Crypt Horrors and the Tomb Scorpions are traveling in a nice little formation together. Just look at that. Lord, and then Crypt Horrors, piles of monstrous infantry. And then on the bright side, it looks like the Ushabti with Great Bow will be destroyed by the cannons before long. I'm also very concerned about the Tomb Scorpions, which is another reason to have moved our infantry line forward, just so that the Tomb Scorpions can't burrow too deep into our back line. And that is the way I chose to phrase that. Alright, brace yourselves, boys. You're gonna start facing off against Crypt Horrors. You gotta love Crypt Horrors, though. They are a disgustingly effective unit, especially for their cost and how easy they are to acquire, at the very least for the vampire counts. And same-ish for Arkhan, though obviously you need to build a... it's a little bit of an effort to get a bunch of their fairly expensive military building up and running so that Arkhan can get them. And they are moving in, and they are going to be fighting VOLKMAR here, though, so VOLKMAR I don't imagine is going to be too concerned, and in fact the Tomb King facing off against VOLKMAR in a chariot-on-chariot, or chariot versus magic chariot battle, looks like it's definitely going VOLKMAR's way. Otherwise, our summoned unit of Halberdiers is holding back a unit of Crypt Horrors, and the enemy has still failed to go around our infantry. We're keeping back our units of Demigryph Knights, however, as the enemy could spawn a pile of Ushabti upon us at any point. And we definitely don't want to risk that. Looks like most of the enemy range units are in bad shape now. The Ushabti with Great Bow are pretty much gone, and then we shall soon be targeting or switching our targets to all those enemy Tomb Guard, which are not here, unfortunately, yet for the enemy, to support all these Crypt Horrors, which VOLKMAR is trying to burninate. Arkhan himself, however, has moved in and will be facing off against VOLKMAR, which is the main thing we wanted out of this battle in the first place. And the VOLKMAR does still have quite a few of those Crypt Horrors to kill. And I can't tell, is Arkhan using his Skeleton Warrior summoning ability? Maybe he used it before. Well, not that important. VOLKMAR has sighted him and is targeting him directly now, and let's see. Wow, the balance of power is still in the enemy's favor, though. Huh, well that's interesting. After all this, despite the damage we've done, it is still in the enemy's favor, and we are starting to get a little bit overwhelmed on our front lines, though a few of those Crypt Horrors will be gone shortly. VOLKMAR's still fine, acting as an absolute rock and true anchor for our battle lines as the enemy just fail to break their way past him. And of course, Arkhan is in trouble fighting him as well. The handgunners are still able to fire into the Crypt Horrors, and our Demigryph Knights have finally been able to react to the summoned Ushabti, who decided to summon themselves on top of our units of Free Company militia. And this is why the Demigryphs are here. And we are going to keep them in this army, especially since they do benefit from Strength of the Penitent. Alrighty, well, looks like we're doing pretty okay, though unfortunately the Tomb Scorpion has finally managed to burrow through our front lines, and we will have to react to it now with the rest of our Demigryphs. Though once again, that's what they're here for. They've taken care of the Ushabti, and now they're gonna deal with that. Speaking of dealing with stuff, it looks like the Tomb Scorpion's brother here, as well as Arkhan, are going to try to work on VOLKMAR together, though Arkhan himself is now at about half HP. VOLKMAR is taking a little bit of damage too. Although you gotta remember that VOLKMAR also does have his Jade Griffin to continuously heal him. Oh, and it looks like they're also targeting VOLKMAR with range damage as well. But this is all appropriate. In fact, this is all exactly what we want, because the more they focus on VOLKMAR, who they're just plain not going to be able to kill, the less they focus on everything else. It looks like the Tomb Scorpion has been mobbed and destroyed by our Demigryphs, which are now going to move in towards fighting the second Tomb Scorpion, and Arkhan is trying to book it out of there. He wants no more part of VOLKMAR, who is still trying to chase him down. Otherwise, the rest of our army is now moving forward. Our artillery has now switched towards firing at the Tomb Guard here, who have not really had a chance to participate in this battle yet, and are now being annoyed and kited away by our piles of Free Company militia. Arkhan's down to about, I don't know, maybe 20% HP, and between the Demigryphs here, I mean, hey, if the enemy brought help, oh, it's only fair that we bring our Lord help as well. Not that he needs it. And by the looks of it, a few more shots into Arkhan will finish him off. He's crumbling apart. There he goes. Down goes Arkhan. VOLKMAR, quickly, take his hat. VOLKMAR, you need it more than anybody. It would just be fantastic if he stole Arkhan's hat here. Unless you manage to fight Nagash, you're not gonna get a better hat than that, my friend. Tis your only chance. Alrighty, well, regardless, it looks like the entire enemy army has begun to crumble away, the Tomb Guard achieving very little, if anything, throughout the battle, bombarded for the entire time by our artillery, and then at the end, kited by our piles of Free Company. The Demigryphs did a fantastic job hunting down those Ushabti, then the Tomb Scorpions and Crypt Horrors, and VOLKMAR, of course, was the MVP of the battle. Regardless of how much damage he dealt, he just prevented the enemy army from breaking through those halberds on the flanks and holding so many elites back by himself, giving us a heroic victory. Very, very nice, and now making it very much worth it for us to have moved all the way here. Alrighty, that was pretty nice. That was pretty nice. A very, very enjoyable battle. Damn, cannons got outdone by mortars. Disappointing, but hardly surprising. The Hellstorms did good as always. Free Company did pretty well as well. 20k damage, 19k, a little bit less on a few of the others, and our Halberdiers did also manage to hold the line. VOLKMAR, of course, an absolute hero with 31k damage. Fought Arkhan, fought Tomb Scorpions, fought all those Crypt Horrors, and stood strong on that altar of Sigmar. Very nice. Alrighty, and we will be occupying the place for ourselves while we're here. Might as well use it to heal up. Hey, and VOLKMAR's also now got the perfect vigor, just like everybody else does, and another Banner of Eternal Flame, and a student. Don't care about the Outrider, but still. Everything else was nice. Also, you guys are supposed to join this army now. The only problem is, who do we delete? Because if we have to keep Luther Grauber here, and by the looks of it we do have to, or else King Hapros will move. Okay, here's what we'll do. We will summon another Temple Lord. It doesn't really matter. Let's say... Who cares? Alright, Jamathius Warner, let's go with you. Then we're going to transfer your troops to him. Namely, we will transfer... I'm just wondering which troops in particular. I mean, the Great Cannon I'd like to replace with Hellblasters. I guess you don't really need the mortars for now. And then we obviously will want both of you to move into this army, and because you'll be powering up all those Free Company militia. Perfect. Alright, 1 and 2, and 3 is not yet close enough, but he's getting there. Soon we'll have the wizard as well. Kind of like a warrior priest, but I mean, you have VOLKMAR the Grand Theogenist, so do you really need one? And hey, we got Officer Squad available now. Oh, this will be the first time we can actually make some use of that. Good. And other than Officer Squad, do we want to go past Remember Your Training, Esteemed Combatant? This is all when defending. A lot of this we're not going to be defending right now. Where do we get the armor from? It's We Are the Elite, which is +5 armor. And then we got additional out of veteran training, which you'll have access to in 5 turns. Now, We Are the Elite won't be accessible for a while as yet, but we could move through it just because. I mean, you have Foe Seeker. Nah, you know what? I like that. Let's go tough as nails. We'll grab We Are the Elite. Maybe we'll get Retinue Trainer as well, just to keep everybody getting more XP. This is all stacking with all the bonus XP we're getting anyway. Yes, Officer Squad and Tough as Nails. Yeah. Alright. Oh! Strength of the Penitent also transfers to heroes. I didn't think that was the case. But that is quite nice. I like that a lot. VOLKMAR, granted, is probably fairly unlikely to get too much use out of it, as he's fairly unlikely to be losing melee combat, but nonetheless. He also has himself a point. Though I'm not entirely yet sure what we're going to put it. Oh wait, no, I am. We have to get Emperor's Finest because he's going to get a bunch of Sigmarite disciples. So let's start moving through that. And stand your ground and all that sort of stuff. Alrighty. Nice. Very fun battle as well. I guess, Luther, you're staying here. We'll lose either Martek or the Eye of the Panther, but we will get them back reasonably shortly, I'm sure. We do have a little bit of cash here. I guess we can get the Weaving House or the Public Order building at the Black Tower of Arkhan. Can't collect the income right now, and it's not making much money anyway. Yeah, let's just go for the tap room first. There was something else that we wanted to build here. Wait. Alright, we have the Temple of Sigmar being built here. And you have a tap room as well, which is great. You know what? Maybe actually we want to build the paved roads first. Why? Just for the extra campaign movement range, even though it ain't much. We will probably have to return to this province. On the other hand... Oh, that's actually only 2 turns to build, and it'll give us extra growth, so it'll sort of supplant the need for a farm. Yeah, let's just build the roads. I have a tendency to build the roads everywhere, regardless of how useful they are. Although I do think they are useful, it's just in this particular situation, or in this particular territory, not as much. Now, we did get a student, and we need to put it on somebody who does not currently have one. I swear one of you didn't. Yeah, you didn't, okay. Where be ye, new student? Here. And what are we at now? 320, not so bad. Still 4 and 2, unfortunately, but it's okay. Now, we don't have much more in the way of time remaining, so certainly not enough time for another battle. But let's move whoever else needs to move. Nud will attack the Blizzard Peak at the start of next episode. Oh, he has to go regular stance? It's fine. We'll do this at the start of the next step. Hudakai, I was... Ooh. Oh, no, damn it. That's bad. We just encountered the Puppets of Misrule, which means they will randomly be using Befuddled Minds and other annoying stuff on us, ignoring everybody else they're fighting, because that's how the AI likes to play the game. Oh, well. Not much we can do about it, though, so it is what it is. Let's keep moving everybody else around. Bruno Unberogen, I forgot who the heck you were. Oh, right, Knight Heritage. You are going to join the... you're going to join Kurt Helborg's army. Yes.
Who seeks my power?
I suppose we could also put you in Boris's army. Hard to say who... Well, no, Knight Heritage would be useful in both particular armies. Bolstered attack would be... I mean, it's all useful on everybody. Nah. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Honestly, Boris doesn't actually have much room in his army, so I'm a little bit wary of running out of said room. You two are supposed to move together, but only one of you can, so let's just make sure that you move together so I don't forget you both. There you go. Just wanted to waste some of the movement range so I didn't get confused by it again. Ah, yes, Maternus. Maternus is moving out this way. He has to get to Altdorf, or at least near to it, wherein we will be giving him his new army of fire units. Actually, speaking of fire units, while we're here, Karazakarak. No Iron Drakes, no flame cannons, and no brimstone guns. No gyrocopters at all. What the heck? This is turn 75. What are you doing? Is this his entire faction? What is we're at tier 2. Wow. Okay, well that's not great. Supposed to get a bunch of fire units. Attained, we have phoenixes. No, we do not. Who else has fire units? You guys do have some fire units. Yeah, Ancestral Dragon Guards available. No. Okay, what about Krakadrin? Maybe they have Iron Drakes? They also do not. Damn. I was expecting for it to be this difficult to get some fire units on the field. Well, the Ice Court's definitely not going to have any. Alright, we'll have to wait a little bit more. Well, I guess we'll just replace some kind of units, maybe great swords or whatever in there, and then we'll replace them with other types of units as we get them over time. Still gonna have to build the Knights of the Blazing Sun army, and it's still gonna be a fiery one. Alrighty, anybody else need to move? A Booster, a Ralph, no, Maternus, Albrecht.
Yes, my lord.
Oh yeah, you are where you are, where you're supposed to be. Just sit there.
To the provinces.
Leopold van Blout, you're just watching. You're watching as well. Weigel, Heinz, Weber, I don't know who you are. Oh right, you're guarding this place. Are you actually needed here? I mean, I guess we could keep him there for now, so at least costing us anything, really. Reichsmarschall, no, and I believe that's everybody, unless I'm mistaken.
Servant of Sigmar.
And you can't afford to go to the Wellsprings of Eternity, we already checked, and Wolfheart has to siege for a turn, and that's it. That's all. Alrighty, well, with that then I am going to call the episode here. Next time, we begin the episode by having a nice fight with Kurt here against the stack plus the Blizzard Peak garrison, so that'll be entertaining and enjoyable, and then we'll immediately afterwards end the turn, and then either face off against more armies, or, well, I guess just in general, see what happens, and then a new turn, a new day, more fights, more Empire to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.